Welcome to this workshop that we are doing specifically for veteran students and active duty military students and alumni. I am Steve Hassinger. I'm the director of the Center for Career Services and Development at Central Penn College. And with me tonight is Caitlin Debo, who is a graduate of Central Penn College. She earned her Bachelor of Science degree in Business Administration from Central Penn in 2020. And she currently is the Human Resource Specialist at Defense Logistics Agency in New Cumberland. So I'm going to start tonight, and then I will turn it over to Caitlin eventually. So let me first of all just let you know that you have access to career services as a Central Penn student or as an alumni whenever you need assistance, right? So career services is all about anything that has to do with getting a job or an internship. We are not here to get you a job, but we are here to make sure that you have the tools and resources that you're going to need to be successful in doing so. So some of you may need a lot of assistance from us. Some of you may need very little or no assistance from us. But we want you to at least know of some of the tools and resources that we have available to you. So I'm going to reference two of those tools, and I'm going to share my screen. And we are going to go to centralpenn.edu/career services. Or you can just go to centralpenn.edu, scroll over student services, and click on career services from there. And unfortunately, you get this annoying picture of me right now that's at the top of the page, but I'm going to show you some links at the bottom of the page. These tools can also be accessed through Blackboard, but once you graduate from Central Penn, or if you've already graduated, you're not using Blackboard. So we want to make sure that you know how to access them through the external website as well. So if we scroll down through this page, we'll see different resources here. There's a video that I did here that's about 4 to 5 minutes on the STAR approach to answering interview questions. And you'll see other resources here as well, including a career closet where we have professional clothing that you can access for free. Kristen Fike is the other member of our team. She's an internship coordinator. She works with people from the School of Business and Professional Studies who are looking to do an internship. And at the bottom of this page, you're going to see documents and resources. So I want to draw your attention to two of those. And you will see we have a link here to some other current military and veteran resources as well. But the two I want to talk about tonight are Handshake and Skills First. And I'm not going to take the time to click through and show you Handshake, but Handshake is the tool that we have where employers can post job and internship opportunities. There's a chance that many of you who are viewing this might not be looking for entry-level positions. If you're a veteran, if you're active duty military, if you have some significant experience. Handshake tends to have positions which require less than 5 years of experience because it's the #1 app that employers across the country use to post jobs for current and recent college graduates. So you can click on Handshake, you can explore that, you can download the Handshake app to your phone. It's very user-friendly on your phone. You can use it to search for jobs, or you can use it to search for employers. Employers who are on Handshake will have an account, and you can also find employers there. What I really want to focus on tonight is Skills First. So if we click on the link for Skills First, I'm already logged in because I obviously have an account. Now I'm on the administrative side. So I'm going to click through to what it looks like for you as a student. And if you don't already have an account, when you click on that link, it's going to take you to a page where you have to set up your account. If you're a current student, you simply click Current Students, click here. If you are alums, you are going to click on where it says Alumni, click here. And it's going to tell you to contact Career Services for an access code. That access code is Knights #1 exclamation point. So KNIGHTS, the #, the #1 and an exclamation point will get you in there and allow you to set up your account. And once you have your account set up, it's going to bring you into a page that looks like this. There's a video here that's about 24 minutes long, but it's chaptered out by each of these tools that are available over here. So if you just want to look at it for creating a resume or creating a cover letter, you can jump directly to that portion of the video. It has screenshots and it's going to walk you through how to use these different tools. Now, I will tell you we are recording this. We are going to use it as a teaching tool moving forward. So if you come in here 3 months, 6 months, a year after we do this video, you might see some different setups. You might see some different features. Many of the features I'm going to show you tonight have been added to this just in the last 6 months to a year. So it's constantly evolving and we're adding additional features. What I want to take a couple minutes to show you is the resume tool. So if we click on create a resume, if you have a really good resume that you feel good about, you can simply upload that resume from wherever you might have it on your computer, and you can use some of these AI tools that I'm going to show you. Most of the people that use this, though, they want some help, and they start with editing a sample. So if we click on that, it will open a page that has about 30 different templates. All of these templates have been tested against what's known as an applicant tracking system. So some employers will have an applicant tracking system, which is a software program that is going to scan resumes before they even get to a person. And based on the score, based on the keywords that they find in your resume, it will determine how far along that resume is going to move. So all of these we know are compatible with applicant tracking systems. So we're just going to pick one to get started. We can change that template at any time. When we go in here, we can look under type, and you'll notice that one of the types is military experience. So we can click on that, and when we do, it opens up a whole bunch of different resumes based on different types of jobs. Now, you might not find the specific job that you want to apply for on here, but you can use any of these and you can edit it. So we're just going to, for the sake of this demonstration, we're going to pick Customs Broker 1, right? And we're going to click on the preview. And it's going to open up a sample resume, right? Just puts a name in here. Customs broker has contact information, has a profile. She has a license for this, right? Lists some of the skills, the relevant experience, and it also lists military experience on the resume. So if you decided that you like this and you want to use this sample, you would simply click on Use This Sample. And each of the sections are going to be listed here. If we click on Edit, we can see the contact information, a profile, the license, the skills, relevant experience, military experience, education. If there's a section missing that we want to add, we click on Add Section, and it'll open up the template, and we can fill it in. If there's a section that we don't want, maybe we don't have a license, we don't want to include that on here. We click on it. Next to license, we see 3 dots. We click on that, and we say delete, and it simply goes away. In each section, we have to edit the information that is there. So in this case, I clicked on relevant experience, and we can see that this one lists 3 jobs. Maybe you only had 2 jobs. So maybe we go to the third one, we click on the 3 dots, we say delete, and that job goes away. Maybe there's 2 jobs and you've had 4 jobs. You click on Add Job Title, it opens up the template, and you can fill in the necessary information. Within each job, now we've got to change it to your information. So we click on Edit Job, and we change the organization name wherever you worked. You simply take out Jackson Imports. We're just going to call this ABC Company. You fill in the rest of the information. And here we can see this is how this job has been described. right? Responsible for verifying and process incoming shipments, prepare necessary paperwork to clear customs, communicate all tariffs or compliance issues with the customer, and strive to find quick resolutions due to perishable nature of shipments. Maybe you've written that and you think, that doesn't sound exactly the way I want to describe this. You can click on Optimize. You can run the optimizer, and it is going to come back with suggested alternatives for how you might word this. Now, please listen to me say, we do not want AI to write your resume. So I would definitely not simply copy and paste this. But sometimes it can be very helpful to get you thinking about specific words that you might want to include on the resume, and you're just struggling to come up with the right wording. So when you're done, you just simply click on Done. You come back, you can modify this a little bit if you want, and then save it. When you're done making all your edits, you can preview it. Want to take a look at it and make sure it looks good and that you've got all the edits made. And if you decide now that, you know what, I like this, but I'm not crazy about the layout, you can click on Change Template. You go back to that first page, pick a different template, and it will keep all the information that you've entered and simply put it in a different template. And then a couple more things I want to show you. When you are done, if you wanted someone in Career Services to review it, you can click on Submit for Human Review. You can choose one of us. So you could choose me if you wanted, type a comment if you want, and hit Submit. And I can review the document and offer feedback by logging in under my administrative account. To get it out of here, you click on the download button and you can simply download it as a Word document. You also have the option over here to download it as a PDF document. And then finally, I want to show you Enhance with AI. So we could go out here and we could find a customs broker job that we want to apply for. This one was with UPS in Philadelphia. We copy and paste the job description and the responsibilities. I'm not going to pull the whole job description right now, but you would want to do that. We come back and we have all these different options that we can choose from. I'm just going to show you the first and the last. So the first one is add keywords from the job description. We click on this, we paste the job that we want to apply for. It is going to scan that ad and it is going to come back and say, here are 10 keywords that we found in this job description that you might want to think about including. Laws and regulations, documentation discrepancy, customs operations, data entry, etc., etc. And again, it gets you thinking about some keywords from that job that you want to apply for that you might want to include on your resume if you don't already have them. Now, you can only include them if you have that kind of experience, right? So if you've never done anything with laws and regulations as part of your job, you can't just add that wording. You have to be able to back it up. And it suggests ways that you might do that, that you might add it. So that can be really helpful for thinking about keywords. And then finally, job interview question prep. This can be very powerful. So we've got our resume uploaded and we've got the job that we've applied for and we're going to interview, and we submit it, and it is going to scan both the resume and the ad for the job that we're going to be interviewed for, and it's going to come back and suggest 10 questions that we might hear in a job interview. So this is a good way to get you thinking about preparing for that interview. All right, so first of all, it says, can you provide a detailed example of a situation where you quickly resolved an issue related to perishable goods due to your extensive knowledge of U.S. customs procedures? Okay, pretty thorough question. It's not simply saying, tell me about yourself or what are your strengths, right? How have you applied your skills in regulatory compliance in previous roles, particularly in ensuring adherence to USDA and FDA standards, right? And then it gives you suggestions for why this might be asked and how you might discuss that or talk about that in an interview. So these are some pretty powerful tools that are available to you. You can use these as a current student or as an alumnus whenever you have a need. Whenever you are in a page and you want to go back to the home page, you just click on your name and your initials, click profile, and it will take you back to that main page. And I'm just really quickly going to show you another way to simulate a real interview. If we click on simulate a real interview with AI, we can put in a job title, customs broker. Again, we could paste that actual job description, or we don't even have to put in a job description if we don't have one. Maybe we just wonder what kind of questions might be asked of me in an interview for a customs broker position. You can select, do you want a pre-screening, a first round, a final round? How many questions do you want? Between 1 and 15 you can choose. And it will generate interview questions for you based on criteria that you have entered. Right? Can you describe your experience with customs compliance and how you've ensured adherence to relevant regulations in previous roles? If you want to practice your interviewing skills, you can click on Add an Answer, and you could type out an answer. You could record it with audio and video, or record it just with audio. And at the end, after you've answered all of those questions, you could play it back. You could hear and see, if you used audio and video, what you sounded like, what you looked like when you were answering them. And you could also click on Enhance with AI to review your answer, what might be some follow-up questions, generate a sample answer, the STAR method to coaching and feedback, and confidence and professionalism. Assesses your tone, your assertiveness, and your clarity. So lots of different features in here. There are other features as well, but we are not going to take the time to show you those tonight. I just want you to know that Career Services is here for you, that we have some tools available for you that you can choose to access if you want. I am also available to do mock interviews. I am also available to help you with resumes. I cannot write your resume for you because I don't know your background. Only you do. But I can certainly review it and give you feedback. So that's a general overview from Career Services. And what I want to do now is I want to turn it over to our expert in the field, so to speak, Caitlin Debo, who is, as I said, a human resource specialist at Defense Logistics Agency. She sees a lot of resumes from veterans and active duty military. So she's going to share a little bit with you from her experience. Caitlin.
Thanks, Steve. So like Steve said, my name's Caitlin Debo. I've been in the federal sector now for some time, working in HR. And I found out from getting into this field that there is a lot of veterans, active duty military, that truly don't know how to apply for a job when they're going into retirement, coming off of active duty. So it's a different experience for those types of people that are looking for work. The biggest thing is to, let us know everything about what you've done while on deployments, and even prior to that, even if you have private sector experience. A recent change with the federal resume, policy is it's now 2 pages. So you're limited to a certain amount of information that you can give us. It's only a 2-page resume now. So try to give us as much information as you can. I currently service our distribution sites that support the warfighter here in New Cumberland, Pennsylvania, and also overseas. So we hire people to work in our warehouses to find, parts for like a helicopter, all the way to like, other food items. So what I could hear to give any advice for, someone coming out of active duty military, there's different ways you can apply for work with the federal government. You can apply as a VOA. There's, 30% or more disabled veterans. So with these different ways that you can apply, so if you apply as a VOA, well, we just need to see a DD 214, your discharge paperwork that shows that you were honorably discharged or under honorable or general conditions for 3 or more years. Um, and for the 30% disabled veteran, you have to have a disabled veteran status of at least 30% or higher to be considered for that. And there's also other ways you can apply as a PWD, which is a person with disability. So you can provide a letter with your resume from a medical provider that shows that you have any type of disability that's under the Schedule A. Um, Chapter 5 reference. There's certain specifics that are in there, which if you go to USA Jobs, if you look under the certain ways to apply, it will explain to you what documentation needs to be uploaded depending on how you apply under the position. Um, when you're interviewing for DLA, specifically, a lot of the questions are behavioral based, so they call them BBI questions. So kind of how Steve referenced that earlier, where they'll ask, "Tell me about a time when," or "Tell me about a situation when." So they kind of are looking for real life scenarios of things that you've been involved in. Um, let them know how you handled a situation, because that is important because you are dealing with not only working as an individual, but you're also going to be working with others. And, we have to, see that you can get along and work with others on your team. I can also say too, just, give us as much about yourself as you can. Again, let us know everything that you did. Let us know what you did while you were on deployment. We seem to find sometimes that people don't give themselves enough credit for the things that they've done. Understandably so, with the conditions that some people are in when they do deploy overseas. Sometimes you don't want to talk about that, but sometimes it might be helpful. So don't leave anything out. Give us all of you that you can, as far as what you've done while you've been on active duty. Um, and I can also say too, with your resume, they like to know pretty much like the title that you've held. Um, if it was a rank, what rank you've held in the military, and for the year span, they like to see how long you've held a position, because you might be a subject matter expert, or how we call it, their SMEs. So they're an expert in certain things like transportation, material handling, distribution, different things like that. So we want to know all those things. Again, just with the resume requirement now being so small, just try to really highlight those important things that you've done in your military career that might pertain to the position that you're applying for. Again, if you've handled material handling equipment, or if you've driven certain types of vehicles when you were in the military, those might help when it comes to applying to certain positions if you're applying for, said, like a warehouse position. Now, if you're going more on the administrative side, you can tell us if you've ever dealt with, things such as like policy, procedures, administrative things. All this stuff is very important. So again, don't leave anything out. Tell us everything about what you've done, because all that information can play a key role in the interview process. And there's some good resources out there too. Again, on the USA Jobs website. There's also a resume builder on there also. I think it has changed a little bit since the resume requirements have now, lessened, since it's only a 2-page resume. But there's always really good resources out there. And we're always looking for hard workers. And like I said previously, a lot of, veterans don't know how to apply for work. So when I took this position in the federal sector, it made me feel really good because there's a lot of people that are hard workers, and now they're serving the war fighter now that they're not out there, in the field doing it anymore. So um, yeah, just get out there and apply. Keep applying. Even if you get, a disposition notice saying that you weren't referred or selected, keep applying. That's the only way you're going to get your name out there. That's the only way that you're going to, have a chance to get an interview and get selected for a position. So just keep going. I just really encourage people to don't get frustrated. Just keep applying to jobs, and you might find that right one.
And that is good advice for anybody, for veterans or active duty or civilians who are not veterans. I just mentioned that in a class last night that I was there. I had a graduate one time who said, I've applied for a lot of jobs and I'm just not getting anything. And I said, well, how many is a lot? And he said, like 10 or 11. And I said, oh, that's not a lot. Sometimes you just really have to be persistent. And at the time that we're recording this, you and I have talked about this, Caitlin. It is kind of a crazy time out there with a lot of changes in the federal government, and right now we are about 4 months out without a state budget here, so
Mhm.
it's kind of a crazy time, and it's
Mhm.
getting more and more competitive out there. But use your resources, talk to people, network with people. As veterans, as active duty military, you do have a number of resources out there that are waiting to help you through Veterans Administration and so forth. You have a success coach here on campus who is dedicated to working with veterans, Megan Kaiser. So if you don't know Megan, please get to know her if you're a current student. So use the resources that are there and let everybody know that you're looking for a position and tell them about the types of positions that you're looking for. You never know who might hold the key to that next job that you really want to get. So hopefully you'll find something from tonight that will be useful to you. Um, I want to let you know, if you cannot remember who I am down the road, who's that guy who did that session for us? Who was that lady, right? Career services at centralpenn.edu will come to me. It will also come to Kristen Fike. Caitlin, I don't know if you want to provide any kind of contact information or not, but you are at the Defense Logistics Agency, so if they apply to DLA, there's a pretty good chance that you will be involved in that process somewhere, right?
Possibly somewhere. There's a lot of us. There's a lot of different departments within,
Sure.
just like certain, you know, sectors. But I am very active on LinkedIn. DLA and DoD have pages on LinkedIn that you can follow. Our career services department on there is constantly posting jobs, different types of positions that are available. So you can definitely follow me on LinkedIn. Just it's Caitlin Debo.
Great.
And I'm willing to help or answer any questions if I'm able to.
Great. And career services can also help you with your LinkedIn accounts. If you want to have somebody take a look at your account, if you're not quite sure how to get started and you need some help with that, career services is also here for that. So Caitlin, I really want to thank you for your time tonight. I love when our alumni help our current students and our alumni, and you're out there in the field on a daily basis, working with us and seeing it. So it's one thing for career services to talk about it, but it's another thing for somebody who's out there reviewing those resumes and sitting in on those interviews and so forth every day. So we thank you for watching, and if you need assistance from career services, please reach out to us.